Seeds of Wisdom RV and Economic Updates Monday morning the 9th of June 25. Listen to the full version on the official dinarreport.com website and become our supporter on Patreon. Good morning Dinar recaps. ETF issuers push SEC to restore first-to-file approval process. Criticize regulatory delays on staking and altcoin ETFs. A group of leading ETF firms is urging the SEC to return to the first-to-file approval model, claiming the current system undermines innovation and rewards passive behavior. VanEck, 21 shares and Canary Capital fire back at the SEC. Incoming male ETF issuers VanEck, 21 shares, and Canary Capital have submitted a formal letter to the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission, SEC, calling for a reinstatement of the first-to-file approval system for ETFs. Magnifying glass their main arguments. Skipping the queue discourages innovation. Delays stifle investor choice. The current system hurts competition. The reduced incentive for pioneering product development compromises market efficiency and fundamentally undermines the Commission's mission. They also warned that regulatory inconsistency may cost the U.S. its leadership in financial innovation. Crypto ETF momentum grows under Trump administration. Since President Trump's inauguration, there has been a noticeable surge in crypto ETF applications, reflecting growing expectations for a more favorable regulatory climate. Yet, despite increased activity, SEC delays are widespread. SEC slow walks approval on staking and altcoin ETFs. Staking and altcoin ETF filings have multiplied, but so have SEC postponements. Notable delays include Grayscale's Spot Solana ETF, now pushed to October. Staking and XRP ETFs, delayed with no early approvals expected. Analyst Insight. Almost all of these filings have final due dates in October. Early decisions are out of the norm. James Seyffart, Bloomberg ETF analyst. Downward trend even Rex Osprey's staked ETF products, which had effective registration statements, were halted due to SEC concerns over fund structure, dimming expectations for near-term launches. Why it matters. With institutional interest booming and crypto markets expanding, regulatory clarity and efficiency are now mission-critical. Returning to a transparent and orderly, first-to-file process could reinvigorate innovation, restore trust among issuers, accelerate broader crypto ETF adoption. Final thought. As crypto ETFs evolve into a pillar of digital asset investing, the SEC's next moves could define U.S. market leadership for years to come. Ripple launches Japan-focused Web3 program backed by Jetro. Ripple teams with Web3 Salon to fund XRPL-based innovation. In Japan, grants up to $200,000, major events planned through 2026, and a bold push to accelerate real-world Web3 adoption in Asia. Ripple backs Japan's Web3 startups with grants and mentorship. Ripple is expanding its footprint in Asia with a dedicated initiative to support Web3 startups in Japan, in partnership with Web3 Salon, a program powered by Asia Web3 Alliance Japan and supported by Jetro, Japan External Trade Organization. The new program is designed to drive real-world development on the XRP ledger, XRPL, by equipping Japanese entrepreneurs with capital, technical mentorship, and regulatory guidance. Black Small Square Ripple and Web3 Salon will award up to $200,000 per startup. Black Small Square program backed by Ripple's Japan and Korea Fund. Black Small Square 4 major events planned across Japan through March 2026. $200,000 grants to fuel XRPL innovation in Japan. At the core of the program is Ripple's Japan and Korea Fund, part of its broader $1 billion commitment to the XRP ecosystem announced in 2022. Japanese startups building solutions in DeFi, tokenized real-world assets, RWA, and digital payments on the XRPL are eligible to receive grants of up to $200,000. Along with capital, startups will gain access to Ripple's global investor and advisor network, offering early-stage founders strategic advantages in funding, business development, and scaling. Mentorship and market strategy led by Web3 Salon. While Ripple drives capital support and network access, Web3 Salon will take the lead on founder mentorship, compliance support, and go-to-market readiness. In a country with stringent but transparent crypto regulations, this collaboration is positioned to help startups navigate legal complexities and build sustainable, regulation-ready ventures. 4 major events planned through early 2026. Ripple's regional strategy is also reinforced through an ambitious event roadmap. Community leader Rathof Kahneman confirmed that this initiative aligns with Ripple's long-term expansion in Asia. From now through March 2026, Ripple and Web3 Salon will co-host 4 major events in Japan, featuring pitch competitions, policy and regulatory panels, investor networking, Web3 workshops and education. These events are designed to accelerate ecosystem growth and encourage collaboration among developers, policymakers, and enterprise partners. Japan's Web3 opportunity. Clarity meets innovation. With its tech-savvy market, supportive institutions, and clear regulatory structure, Japan is uniquely positioned to become a Web3 powerhouse. In Asia, Ripple's strategic alignment with Jetro-backed Web3 Salon represents an institutional push to remove entry barriers for blockchain innovators. As Ripple continues to invest in foundational technologies and ecosystems, Japan could emerge as a regional leader in real-world blockchain adoption, powered by the XRP ledger. BRICS. 50-plus nations now use yuan, rupee, ruble, not US dollar in trade. BRICS-led de-dollarization deepens as over 50 countries shift to local currencies in energy and defense sectors, replacing dollar-based trade systems with yuan, rupee, and ruble. BRICS powers global shift away from US dollar. A global financial shift is accelerating as over 50 nations now conduct trade in yuan, rupee, and ruble, especially within oil and defense sectors, reducing reliance on the US dollar. BRICS nations are at the center of this transformation, using currency trade agreements and new payment infrastructures to bypass the petrodollar system. India and Russia drive the local currency trade boom. The strategic cooperation between India and Russia has shown that local currency settlements are not only viable but efficient. India continues to buy Russian oil using rupees, directly paying energy giant Rosneft without the traditional SWIFT-based, dollar-centered mechanisms. In defense trade, Russia supplies nearly 66% of India's military imports, and these deals are increasingly settled in yuan, rupee, or ruble. Bilateral agreements have made national currency transactions standard, demonstrating that large economies can shift away from the dollar without friction. India-Russia trade surged from $13 billion in 2021 to $27 billion in 2022, largely due to local currency payments. Saudi Arabia joins the de-dollarization movement. Saudi Arabia, long seen as a pillar of the petrodollar system, is now engaging in currency swaps with China and discussing yuan-based oil settlement mechanisms. This marks a historic turning point in global energy markets. Russian President Vladimir Putin emphasized this shift during the BRICS summit in Kazan. The dollar is being used as a weapon. We really see that this is so. I think that this is a big mistake by those who did this. Commonwealth nations embrace national currencies. The Commonwealth of Independent States, CIS, has reached an advanced stage of de-dollarization. Over 85% of cross-border trade within the bloc now uses local currencies, directly reflecting the BRICS influence in shaping regional currency practices. Brazilian President Luiz Inácio Lula da Silva also criticized dollar hegemony, stating, "Resorting to unilateralism undermines the international order. The consistent defense of multilateralism is the only path we must follow." BRICS pay and dollar-free infrastructure expansion. To facilitate this growing currency shift, BRICS is rapidly developing BRICS Pay, a payment system that supports multinational trade in local currencies. While a single unified BRICS currency remains under discussion, BRICS Pay already allows seamless transactions outside the dollar system. This infrastructure also helps countries circumvent sanctions while maintaining legal trade, contributing to the ongoing decline of petrodollar dominance. Over 50 nations are now engaging in non-dollar trade across key sectors, marking a turning point in the global financial order. Listen to the full version on the official dinarreport.com website and become our supporter on Patreon. Source: Dinar Recaps.